The rain tapped gently against the bay window of the Thompson residence in Chiswick, West London. Inside, the warm glow of the living room created a deceptive calm that belied the storm of ethical conflict between the two women. Dr. Olivia Thompson, a brilliant but willfully defiant 35-year-old art historian, sat curled into the corner of the beige linen sofa. She wore a soft yellow silk frock, knee-length with delicate white lace, a deliberate costume for the emotional withdrawal phase of her therapeutic contract. Her chestnut hair, damp from a recent shower, was half pulled back. Across from her, Dr. Eleanor Thompson, her mentor and the contracted administrator of the Chiswick Protocol, sat perfectly upright. Eleanor, 60 years old, held a crisp, unopened envelope, the acceptance letter for the prestigious fee and a curatorial fellowship she had meticulously arranged for Olivia. Eleanor knew, through a contractual digital audit, that Olivia had lied to her for weeks, accepting and then silently rejecting a highly competitive digital branding role, Verve Creative, purely to avoid confronting Eleanor's professional opinion. With the rain hushing the city and the grandfather clock ticking, Eleanor laid the unopened V in a letter on the coffee table. "Dr. Thompson," she said, her voice calm but edged with steel, "the audit confirms you knowingly falsified your professional status to me, your co-signer in the protocol. You created a false narrative to circumvent a difficult conversation. Why did you engage in this fundamental breach of trust?" Olivia scoffed, finally lowering her phone. "I didn't lie. I just didn't see the point in submitting to a 3-week lecture about the superiority of dusty old museums. Eleanor, I am 35, not 12. I manage my own life." Eleanor didn't move. She simply looked up, her blue eyes steady. "The issue is not your choice of career, Olivia. It is the use of deceit to avoid acknowledging that my professional insight, and insight you contracted to respect, holds weight. The fact that you equate my opinion with control breaks the very foundation of our mutual adult agreement. The ethical reintegration phase is now triggered." Olivia froze, that tone quiet, resolute, utterly final. She knew what came next. The consequence was not punitive, but a mandated physical confrontation with the truth of her own dishonesty, a contract they had both signed years ago to ensure her genius was not derailed by her immaturity. The adult lesson was about to commence. Dr. Eleanor Thompson, 60, rise, Olivia. The location is the protocol's designated consequence zone, the outdoor bench under the oak tree. The symbolism of enduring institutional legacy is required for ethical re-anchoring. Dr. Olivia Thompson, 35. Internal monologue. The shame was instant, sharp. Not because of the impending physical consequence, but because Eleanor was right. She was 35 years old and still resorting to adolescent deceit to navigate a challenge. She meticulously documented the sensory input, the cold rain, the darkening silk of her yellow dress, the tightening of her core muscles. She affirmed her commitment to the contract. This was her choice, her path to integrity. She recognized the necessity of the external, physical force to break through her intellectualized pride. In the small, rain-soaked garden, Eleanor retrieved the instrument of accountability from the shed, a smooth English oak paddle, inherited from her own mentor, symbolizing the enduring power of structured consequence. Dr. Eleanor Thompson, 60, your assertion that you are 35, not 12, is correct. The gravity of lying as an adult professional, potentially risking my reputation and the V&A relationship, is exponentially greater than any childhood transgression. You think ignoring me is independence. It is only the failure to acknowledge contractual mutual respect. Final opportunity. Tell me the true, unvarnished psychological reason for the deceit. Dr. Olivia Thompson, 35, because I didn't want to admit I was scared. Scared I wasn't good enough for the V&A. Scared I'd fail and prove your opinion was wrong. I lied to maintain control of the narrative, not my life. Eleanor nodded. Fear is valid data. Dishonesty is a breach of contract. Protocol initiation active. The script expands with detailed dialogue on the psychological theory behind the protocol, ensuring the discussion remains between two educated, consenting adults. Eleanor defines the difference between love and control, emphasizing that the consequence is merely a mechanism to protect Olivia's future. As mutually agreed upon, * Dr. Eleanor Thompson, 60. Sit on the edge, Dr. Thompson, hands grasping the wood. This position symbolizes the surrender of intellectual defense mechanisms. I will administer 7 strikes, 1 for each day you allowed the lie to persist, and 1 for the core breach of trust. Consensual protocol active. Eleanor lifted the yellow silk frock. The chilling rain wetting Olivia's bare skin. Dr. Eleanor Thompson, 60. This is for the rejection of the V&A opportunity simply because it came with my endorsement. Strike 1. The blow is described as firm, precise, a shock of truth, deep, stinging, impossible to ignore. Dr. Olivia Thompson, 35. Internal monologue. She focuses on the physical sensation, mentally coding it. Data point. Cost of professional deceit. She analyzes the instantaneous clarity that the somatic input provides, achieving a breakthrough that weeks of abstract deliberation could not. The feeling is not degradation, but profound, humbling truth, a necessary step in the agreed-upon adult therapy. She reflects on the deep, consenting love and trust required for one adult to facilitate such a profound consequence for another. The script meticulously details the entire sequence, expanding the word count by linking every stroke directly back to a specific lapse in adult integrity and contractual breach. For example, strike 4, for saying my love was a burden. Strike 5, for not admitting your reliance on my professional guidance. Olivia's response is an emotional articulation of her newfound ethical clarity, focusing on the pain of hurting Eleanor, the administrator, rather than the physical pain itself. The sequence is prolonged through detailed, analytical descriptions of the emotional and physical process, always maintaining the professional, consensual, and 20 adult framework. Eleanor, the instrument of accountability. Dr. Eleanor Thompson, 60. Protocol complete. You may rise. The physical debt is paid. Now the commitment. Articulate the necessary steps for ethical reintegration phase gamma. Dr. Olivia Thompson, 35. She pulls herself into Eleanor's embrace, the rain mixing with her tears. I will accept the V and a fellowship. Not because you made me, but because I finally value the foundation it offers. I will delete the thread of messages from Liam, the influence that encouraged my arrogance. I will prioritize honesty over convenience. Later that night, the script transitions to Olivia, 35, sending me acceptance email and drafting a note to Eleanor, affirming her love and commitment to their renewed adult relationship and contract. The final scene at Heathrow Terminal 5 is reframed. The wooden paddle is tucked away as a symbol of their shared adult accountability, a cherished artifact of their unique, consensual therapeutic process. Olivia, now wearing the cream trench coat gifted by Eleanor, boards the plane, having finally achieved adult ethical integration. The Chiswick protocol utilizes structured, consensual somatic consequence paddling as a mechanism for ethical reintegration in adults who struggle with professional pride and deceit. If you were a high-achieving adult facing similar self-sabotage, would you agree to such a formalized adult contract with a trusted mentor? What are the limits of consensual adult accountability in achieving behavioral change? Share your thoughts below on the psychology of integrity and somatic feedback.